All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1032, Kirby case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Kirby, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, this gentleman, Douglas Kirby, he stopped paying child support about a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Danny, he's 8 now. I want to know what is going on, and I want to know when he's going to stop paying child support, please.
Okay. So,
Welcome back to Truth Court, and buckle up, because today's case dives straight into the emotional deep end. At the center, Miss Kirby, a frustrated mother who says she's been left to shoulder every financial burden for her 8-year-old son. On the other side, Mr. Douglas Kirby, her ex-husband, who hasn't paid a cent of child support in 2 years. His defense? A serious medical condition that he claims has left him unable to work, but Miss Kirby isn't buying it. According to her, Douglas is milking the system, faking illness, living off disability benefits, and leaving her with a $300 monthly health insurance bill, among other expenses. She's furious, and she's come to court not just for money, but for answers. As tensions flare and accusations fly, this case takes a sharp turn, raising the core question. Is Douglas genuinely disabled? Or is this an elaborate dodge to avoid his parental responsibilities? Stick around, because this courtroom showdown might just end with a twist no one saw coming. Would you like this restructured into a voiceover script or social caption too?
how long has it been since he paid child support?
He paid for 3 years,
Okay.
and it's been 2 years since I haven't received anything.
Okay. 2 years. Okay. And you said the child is 8?
Yes.
8 years. Okay. All right. Mr. Kirby, is there a reason why you have not paid child support in 2 years?
Correct, Your Honor. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis about 3 years ago, and
Okay.
over the period of 8 months, it actually got really bad, and so I have not been able to really. I'm unemployed at the moment. I have not been able to work. I do, however, I receive disability and Social Security, and I've got the paperwork here if you need to see that.
Well, I have a copy of it up here with you, what was turned in.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
And there it is. Miss Kirby drops the bombshell. She's not tiptoeing around it anymore. She doesn't just doubt Douglas' disability. She's flat out calling it a lie. And she's not referring to his diagnosis. She's talking about his entire lifestyle. According to Miss Kirby, she supported him for years, emotionally, financially, and even academically, pushing him through an IE degree. But the moment he got his footing, he vanished. No child support, no partnership, just silence. That's not just a breakup. That's betrayal with a paycheck. But here's the question hanging in the air like courtroom smoke. Is she dropping hard facts or just venting years of built-up fury? The answer could turn this entire case on its head. Want to keep going into the judge's reaction or Douglas' side of the story?
Okay. So I see award letters. He does receive Social Security and disability.
Well, first of all, I think he's lying. Second of all, he can work with minimal duties.
Well, what do you
still
think
pay
he's
child-
lying about? You think he's lying about the disability? You think he's lying about the award letters that I'm looking at because they look like official documents from the state?
Okay, ma'am, it's like this. This guy is not good. Once we got married 9 years ago, I took care of him. Doesn't have a job. I made him to go back to college. I made him to get a degree. He's got a good job in IT. Okay, as soon as he got the job, okay, I don't want to be married anymore. Really? All right, you have a good job. Pay child support. Then, okay, he was paying $1,000 a month. Now I'm $1,000 a month short for 2 years.
Okay, I understand that, but you understand that he has a legitimate excuse for not paying anything, right? I understand it may be frustrating, but you do understand that, right?
He cannot work in IT. He cannot just push the buttons.
Well,
It's
if
not
he
like-
has something from a doctor saying that he cannot work. Until he gets something that actually releases him to work or he stops receiving benefits from the state, we really can't order him to pay any child.
And this is where Judge Vonda brings the gavel down, not just on the case, but on the emotion. She cuts through the noise with a blunt but crucial reality check. You can't force someone to pay what they don't legally have. No matter how raw Miss Kirby's anger is, or how suspicious Douglas's timing might seem, the law doesn't run on vibes. If Douglas is receiving disability and Social Security, that income is protected. The court's hands are tied unless his medical status changes and he's cleared to return to work. Frustrating? Absolutely. But Judge Vonda makes it crystal clear. Medical documentation outweighs speculation, no matter how justified that speculation feels. This isn't just a ruling. It's a reminder that in family court, facts beat feelings every time. Want to wrap this into a closer for the episode, or keep digging into what could happen next?
Child support.
I think what he wants to do, he just wants to stay home, sleep until noon, whatever, then go out there, play guitar or whatever it is that he was doing before we got married. He just doesn't want any responsibilities. And I think he needs a reevaluation on his medical exam.
Okay. Well, you definitely can pay for that if you want to do a reevaluation or anything like that. But he can't give you what he doesn't.
Exactly. And that's the emotional wall Miss Kirby keeps slamming into. She's watching a man who once promised to be a partner now strum his guitar while she juggles bills, health insurance, and solo parenting. From her view, it's not just unfair, it's infuriating. But the courtroom isn't built to fix emotional betrayal. It's built to follow the law. Judge Vonda's role isn't to validate the anger, it's to ensure the law is applied fairly. And in this case, as long as Douglas is medically classified as disabled, his income is shielded, and no additional child support can be legally enforced. Miss Kirby's frustration is real. Her story resonates with a lot of single parents out there. But unfortunately, in court, seems unfair isn't grounds for a ruling. Want to end this with a final commentary or see into another case?
Does not have. So I can't modify his child support or anything like that to make him pay you any more money. I just can't do that. Not when he has a legitimate reason not to be doing it.
Can you order him to pay health insurance? Because I'm paying $300 right now for the health insurance for the child.
Is that for the child only or is that
Yes,
for
ma'am,
you?
for the child only.
Okay, like I said, until he, gets some sort of clearance, some sort of W-2 paycheck stub that says he's making around the amount that he was making, I mean, you really can't do anything at this point.
Okay, fine. Even if though he receives less money now, but he still can pay child support out of that amount, right?
Well, he can pay, it's taken out of the lesser amount, but not from his Social Security benefit. It's not going to be taken out of that.
So there's nothing I can do about it.
Not at this point, unfortunately. Do you know when, well, you probably don't know, has the doctor said anything about you being released back to work full time or anything like that?
Nothing at the moment. It's not something I'm against. I was making good money doing IT, and she's right. She did push.
And that's the gut punch, the moment that flips the entire tone of the courtroom. Douglas's vulnerability breaks through the accusations and bitterness. He's not defensive, he's defeated. The man Miss Kirby sees as a freeloader turns out to be a father mourning the life he planned, not just the one he's lost. His blurred vision, his inability to work, the halted dreams of saving for his son's future, all of it humanizes him in a way that no legal argument can. This isn't a story of deadbeats versus heroes. It's a story of two people trapped in grief, one grieving a future she had to shoulder alone, the other grieving the role he can't play anymore. The court can't heal that. but it can remind everyone watching that real life rarely fits cleanly into courtroom stereotypes. Want to turn this into a full episode summary or leave it as a final reflection?
Me to, go back to college and get my degree, and it worked out for quite a bit. I even set some money aside for college for Danny, but it's just at the moment I can't. And like I said, over 8 months it just kept getting worse. There's small signs of it getting slightly better, but it's really bad right now. I can't stare at screens. The numbers get blurred within it. At the moment, I do apologize. But it's not something I can do. I would love to. I love our son as much as you do, but I mean, right now, if we're being honest, you make decent. You make a decent amount annually.
I believe he's sincere. I believe he's being very sincere about what he's saying.
When I can contribute, if I'm cleared, I'm more than willing to do it, Your Honor.
Yeah.
It's always something. It's always some kind of excuses, Your Honor.
Well, the good thing is that if and when that time comes and he's able to make even more money, right? You understand that your child support can go up.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Correct.
So in the event that happens, you can get an increase, but just nothing for today. Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No.
No? Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.